welcome to Get Out of Rap TV, show 65, April the 23rd. I hope you are all well. First of all, I do want to thank my partners above me. We have Evaluagent, who we will hear from shortly, friend. So, you know that there's so much going on in our industry. It is sometimes very hard to pinpoint things that we should circle in our diaries. So don't worry, I have got your back. And we have got something special coming up for you now.
What's that hunger to survive, just to ride, to grind, to take it the way you gotta take it and never stop. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win.
Nadine, welcome. Everybody,
Hi.
This is Nadine from Evaluagent, and you are here. Welcome, by the way. Sorry, I was getting a bit carried away then.
Great to be here.
It's great to have you here, and you are here to tell us about something. It's a great event. It's a really exciting series, something you guys have put together. And am I right in thinking it's called Mythbusters and Masterclasses?
That's exactly right. Yeah, we put together a bit of a series against a backdrop really of, I mean, I'm sure everyone's quite familiar with this stat now, but apparently we're at a 9-year low in terms of customer experience in the UK, according to the Institute of Customer Service. But as we speak to contact centre leaders day in, day out, what seems to be a big challenge for them is the rate of change, the pace of change, obviously. But also as they're making strategic decisions, technology decisions, it's the deluge of information out there and just trying to wade through that deluge of information and really get to the reality of what's happening and where they need to focus their efforts. So the purpose of this series really is to look at what we've chosen 3 key myths that we've been hearing really consistently as we've been talking to both clients and prospects, and put together a bit of a masterclass really to help debunk some of those myths and just help really guide people to guide their own contact centers in the right direction. Is that in a nutshell, Martin?
I love it. I love the idea of taking things that are commonly held, sometimes commonly held beliefs that we don't necessarily interrogate or validate, or it's just comments that maybe are out of date, that maybe with the advent of technology and the speed with which that's improving and being utilized, we need to revisit a lot of the both terminology, but also some of the things that we've kind of carried with us for, 10, 15, 20 years. So I love the idea of taking myths and really kind of exploring them and then wrapping around like education around it. So what's the first one? What is the first one? I've got the ticker down here with the date, but what is it on?
So the first one is really focused on the voice channel. I think the myth is that we need to be investing in digital channels to really move the needle on CX and to keep up with the demand in increased volumes of interactions. But I think, what we're seeing really is that the voice channel is remaining fairly steady. We've got some predictions. Our latest prediction suggests that going into 2026, 60% of interactions are still going to be live voice based. So it's a really critical channel for contact centers to be investing in. And there was a recent article in the Times actually, which talked about digital fobbing off, and perhaps that being one of the major contributors to this all-time low in customer satisfaction. So this first session really just delves into that a bit more, looking at the channel mix, how you can optimize that, what you should be doing to focus on voice interactions, because obviously there is a key role for digital-based interactions, certainly for, the simple, repeatable queries that customers might have. But I think certainly the suggestion is that when it comes to perhaps more complex or highly emotive topics, that actually customers can veer towards voice as a channel of preference. So actually, it's an opportunity potentially for organisations to differentiate through that channel. You know, if you think about digital and some of the basic queries that you handle through digital, you know, checking your bank balance, the status of a delivery, that kind of thing, that's all great. If that works really well, there's no need to move that to a voice channel. But if you're looking at more complex queries, and actually it helps often to speak to somebody, and you can often get your query resolved much more quickly than you can through a digital channel, and often without significant frustration, as we've seen in lots of the media coverage around chatbots, etc.
I love the concept of what you're doing, and Rob is welcoming you here, and we also have Rich, who says, "Great point, Nadine. There are a lot of customers out there who still want voice-based CX, especially when things have gone wrong." Great point, Rich, and completely in agreement with you, Nadine. I love the idea of this digital fobbing off, and the fact that it's come from somewhere like the Times. You know, that kind of making that correlation between that and kind of dropping customer satisfaction levels is a really key one. If the general public think we are fobbing them off with digital channels, you know, and you're dead right, that kind of transactional. Right now, in fact, I've had a order for Gymshark actually, but an order that's just kind of vanished. Now the app, the delivery company's app, they're all saying slightly different things, and I would just like to speak to someone to find out what's going on, but that's quite difficult. So it's really, really interesting. And I think, Nick, thank you. I was going to ask, how do people register? So if you like the sound, thank you, Nick. If you like the sound of this masterclass, you can register here. That is in the comments on LinkedIn, and I'm assuming people can go to Evaluagent website as well. Is it on there?
Yeah, it's also there in our events section.
Brilliant. That is awesome. I will definitely be there. I recommend everyone watching. It's a key topic. It would be great if you could all come as well. Nadine, thank you very much for coming on, and hopefully see you again.
Thanks, Martin.
Bye.
Bye.